Let me set one thing straight for you. I do think that you should ride your bike in the way that makes you get what you want out of it, but I do think that mountain biking is losing its soul. So how do you know if something as big as mountain biking, where there are about 80 million participants per year worldwide, over 10 million of those are in the United States alone, how do you know that something's even lost its soul? What does that even mean? 99% of riders are going to miss this, and 1% are going to get this and hit their goals, and the 1%, I'm hoping that it's you. So if you're watching this video, my name's Dave Davidson. I'm the founder of Mountain Bike Academy, and I'm on a mission to solve the progression problem and the crash crisis that is happening throughout the industry, and we do it by restoring athleticism. If you're someone who believes deep down that mountain biking is something that's important to you, you're a fanatic about it, there's something worth preserving, whether that's the trails or the way of riding or your ability to go out and say, I did it, then welcome, you're part of the movement. Everyone who's arguing about it's e-bikes are ruining it or e-bikes are great, and everyone who's arguing about Rampage has gone too far, it's not gone far enough, which I think it actually hasn't gone far enough. I'll prove to you why, and you'll be nodding with me by the end of this episode. Everyone's arguing about the wrong damn thing, and what you need to be concerned about is, are you hitting your goals with mountain biking? Mountain biking is an individual sport, and we have a community of people pursuing their goals, their passion, their drive to get out there and say, I did it. The one thing I notice is that very few people are saying, I did it consistently, better and better, more over time. And therefore, it's becoming a race to see who has the nicest equipment, basically a race for distraction. I don't buy that. I'm not into it. I'm here to fix it with you. So let's dive in. Now, there's 7 different archetypes of any movement, and we can find out where you are in this and what role you might be playing too. So the crazy thing is, I think that if you're watching this and you hate e-bikes, you're gonna love this episode. And if you love e-bikes, you're gonna love this episode. Anytime there's that level of love for something, when two people who should hate each other are able to agree on it, then there's some truth to it. And so let's uncover that truth right now. The first archetype of people who created this movement in the first place are called the prophets. The prophets are called prophets because they're freaking weird. Like, they came out of nowhere and they put a mountain bike where it shouldn't go, and everyone said, dude, that's illegal, dude, that's wrong. So I'm looking at you like the fro riders, the people who actually went out there and said, look, this is what's possible on a bike. And so the prophet is someone who shouts this new thing that's coming, and everyone just looks at them like they're crazy, because they are. So the prophet is someone who looks at something and sees it for what it could be. And frankly, in mountain biking, these are my favorite people because they did something new and different. Now, the prophets are all gone. There are no more prophets in mountain biking because the sport has developed, it's grown. And so what we're not looking for is another prophet to come in and bring in some kind of a new, different thing, because kind of everything's been uncovered. If you just look at social media, it's a race to the top where everyone's competing at 99% of the coolest, most interest-grabbing things, and we're just looking for the newer, bigger, better up here, but none of it is actually new. It's just more of the same, not a criticism, and the prophets are gone. You know, we can't go looking to the prophets to give us something new for mountain biking, so that one's a little off the list for where to go next. Now, the second archetype is called the barbarian. The barbarian is someone who really ruffles feathers, and they do what the prophet did, but they interrupt what everyone else is doing in order to do it. So a barbarian is someone who in mountain biking came in and said, hey, let's do an event around this. Hey, let's go out and show the world what we've got, and people aren't gonna like it. Did you know that when mountain biking first became a real thing, that people hated it? People were like, this doesn't belong here, you can't do that. And essentially the status quo, people looked at the barbarians and said, these guys are a risk to our trails, to our mountains, to our way of life. It's like hilarious. It's like they're riding a bike in the woods. So barbarians played a crucial role, and I speak of that in the past tense because barbarians in mountain biking were the reason why we have some of the cool trails that are no longer around. They're the ones who built some of the original stuff that's just never going to last because the masses can't keep up. They were so good at it so early and so influential to the sport that you look at them and you go, it was incredible. So my favorite example of this is the movie Rome. It's a mountain bike movie where guys like Matt Hunter and I think Ryan Leach and a whole bunch of other really cool riders, they're riding old bikes. To us now, they're riding what look like old bikes on old trails. They got some interesting, techniques on the bike, but when you watch them, man, they're alive. They're moving. That movie, in the moment where Darren Bearcloth drops in and he does a Superman seat grab Indian Air off of a wooden bridge, the very beginning of that movie, was the moment that I decided that that's what mountain biking was for me. So these barbarians come in and they just pave the way and ruffle feathers. And frankly, they make it look really cool to people like me, but they make it look really dangerous to the status quo. Barbarians, they're also gone. This is not someone we can look to go out there and make mountain biking something that it can be. So next we have the builders and the explorers. These are people that came right after the barbarians and they continued the work of what the barbarians did. So I would consider myself in this group because what I did was I watched Darren Bearcloth drop in and I said, hey guys, let's go build that. And I looked around and saw a whole bunch of other guys looking at me. It was mainly guys, it's a couple girls. And we all said, hey, let's go build that together. And so we banded together, and you got to ask yourself, when's the last time Red Bull reached out to you and said, hey, let's collaborate? That's exactly what happened for me and my friends. We went out there, we built anything we could imagine. We followed in the steps of the barbarians as builders and explorers, and we would go see how we could apply that. And all the stuff that the builders and explorers were building, they were meeting resistance. So these wall rides that we built, the big jumps, the races we put on, all the cool stuff that was out there that we were doing just like the barbarians, we still ran into resistance, but we were able to find people that understood, oh, well, my kid does this. He watched someone on TV and you guys have built it big and safe. I don't personally think it was the safest trail of all time. It wasn't, but when we built the trails and we rode the stuff that we imagined and we invited people to it, we became the builders and the explorers. Now the problem is that as builders and explorers, something has to resist those, and when you expand as builders and explorers and you build more trails, something happens where people need to put organization to it. That's where the administrators come in. So the administrators are the people who decide the rules of what works and what doesn't. So I would say in the early 2000s was, for me at least, what my experience was mountain biking was still growing, it was still getting recognized. This is when Red Bull Rampage was showing up on TV and people were starting to go, oh, that thing where you ride a bike off the cliffs. And the administrators came in and started forming rules that generally worked for people. So this is where a lot of trails were exploding, a lot of building was happening, a lot of flow trails popped up. And this is where people started to notice that the difficulty started going down. The sport was starting to go more mainstream, the bikes were getting easier to ride. And right after this, I'd say late 2015, 2016 was when bikes got really easy to ride, really safe. And ever since then, we've become a place where the administrators have looked at the masses and made mountain biking for the masses. So we're still kind of seeing a little bit of where we are right now with the bikes, especially the technology. And I think 95% of this is a great thing. You can go and buy any bike off the shelf from any major manufacturer, and you can get something that a pro would like to ride for $5,000. I know that there's an argument out there, well, it doesn't have a motor. You can get a motocross bike for less money than a mountain bike, and it's better. Well, dude, if you go out there and you make a pro-compatible motocross bike, it's gonna cost you $200,000 on a pit crew to keep that thing running. I just set this thing up once and rip it, and I can do anything a pro can do on this. And if I want to go do a 30-foot drop, I might need some custom valving, but I really don't need anything else. This $5,000 bike, I got it on discount, can do anything. So I love the administrators for that reason, because they made all the good stuff accessible. Now the problem is when the administrators go too far, we find out that the bureaucrats show up. Now the bureaucrats, they suck. And if you are this person, I don't care. I don't like you. I don't think the way you think is appropriate for almost anything in life. You're just a part of the problem. And honestly, the only thing you're good for is for me to push against you. Now, the bureaucrats are a problem because they do what the administrators did, but they take power away for no damn good reason other than to say, well, we need to work like a government. Essentially, they're a necessary evil in the ecosystem of mountain biking, and I think they've kind of taken over a little bit. And the way that they've taken over, I don't want to spend too much time on the bureaucrats. It's the way that people think about mountain biking. We've become these little pockets of, well, e-bikes are good, e-bikes are bad, let's legislate this, let's legislate that. Unfortunately, it's just the way that it is. And if you know what I know about, things like trail building and working with local governments, and if you look at the way that mountain biking should grow, it's nothing like the cool things like, hey, let's make this thing. That's why I have a trail in my backyard, because no one's going to tell me how to do it. I can build anything. I actually know what I'm doing. And anyone who wants to come in and tell me otherwise better know what they're doing, or else I'm not going to listen to them. The problem is they don't know what the world they're talking about, or they apply their way of thinking to everyone in mountain biking. There's 80 million mountain bikers. Bureaucrats think that, so for example, if a bureaucrat thinks e-bikes are bad for trails and they apply that to everyone across the entire world, it's like, well, great, you killed Canoga Bike Park, which is designed for e-bikes. Okay, great, you moron. It's a bike park that doesn't require shuttles, doesn't require lifts, doesn't require roads, doesn't require maintenance. It costs $1 million to build a road from the bottom of a hill to the top of a hill, just to pave the thing with just basic stuff. $1 million. Okay, no one can afford that unless you also have amenities, and now it's a real estate play. Guys, let's build a hill and ride some bikes on it and get some really good trail builders to do their best work and call it a day. So that's what they did at Canoga Bike Park. That's why I like it so much. And that's why e-bikes are especially great for bike parks. They're especially great for exploring the backcountry. They're especially great for people that have had injuries. They're especially great as a training tool. And if you don't know that, you haven't ridden one, and you are a religious zealot who is probably zapped in the mind by these bureaucrats who have taken aside and applied their little rule that applies in their little pocket. And they're so, like, these guys are just absolute technique Timmies. Like, well, your body position this. It's like, guys, you're no fun. Like, go to road cycling, go elsewhere. I don't like bureaucrats at all. I don't like them in any form of life. I don't like them in government. I don't like them in, again, necessary evil. These guys suck. All right. Next, we have aristocrats. Now, the problem we're running into right now with mountain biking is that there's a lot of money and influence to be made because of the high level of participation and the financial opportunity with the bikes and the trails and everything. And so aristocrats, it's real simple. They're just like bureaucrats, but they come in and they use too much power to lord themselves over other people. And I don't want to get into it too much, but these people also kind of suck. So what I'd like to do is do what an aristocrat would do, but rather than lording my power over people, I want to create a movement from the ground up. And that's what I'm doing here by having this channel. We just crossed 40,000 subscribers. Imagine right now you're in a room full of 40,000 mountain bikers. And you look around and there's a cross-country guy over here, there's a downhill guy over there, there's a ton of gravity riders in this movement. And you just look around and everyone's saying, I want to say I did it. I want to say I did it. Whether that's a big jump, a small jump, something like that. So the thing is, aristocrats have the power to come in and create a bike park, or they have the power to come in and make a bunch of rules that could hurt or could help the bike industry. Here's the thing I said earlier about Rampage. I don't think Rampage has gone far enough. I don't think it's gone far enough. And there are tens of thousands of people shouting online, Red Bull should be responsible, you should blah, blah, blah. Those athletes, you are insulting them if you don't think that they know what they're getting themselves into. Every single athlete that lines up at the top of the start gate who says, hey, I know what I'm getting myself into. Yes, there is influence from the dollars, from the shooting window of when they can ride, when they can't. The extra risk is involved. There's more eyeballs. These people are invited to come here and do the thing that they would be doing even if there were no TV, no cameras, nothing. And they're signing on the dotted line to say, I agree to your terms, let's work together and let's make this event happen. It hasn't gone far enough. And no, the prize money doesn't cover it. And no, the risk is, I think the risk is far greater than the reward. Okay, that's what it is. That's what they're agreeing to. And the moment that we come in and say, okay, all of us have banded together and we're going to go yell at Red Bull, we're going to boycott them, it's like, who cares? You actually aren't doing anything. What did you do in your life that made you hit your goals? That made you say, I did it? Until the moment is that you have achieved 100% with your family, your personal life, your health, your personal goals that actually matter, not the ones you're lying to yourself about. Until you can do that for yourself, you have no say in someone else's life. And even then, you still don't. And I'm gonna get some heat for this probably. I don't care. Again, my movement's full of awesome people. I know what it's like to stand on top of a start gate or about to drop into something that's scary for me, that I want to do, that I built with my friends, that could have broken my neck or my leg, and I did it. I know what that feels like. Do you? If you don't, maybe you should consider that. All right, so that's aristocrats. Again, I want to be a good aristocrat because there's a lot of power to be had and there's a lot of influence to be had in mountain biking. And I want it to be something where people can say, I did it because they're part of this movement. So, subscribe to the channel, be a part of this movement. It's great. That's my wife texting me about pictures. Next, we have synergists, okay? The final type of archetype of mountain biking is we have synergists. A synergist is someone who's here to hold everyone together as closely as we possibly can as mountain biking goes through a big transition. Now, here's where I'm going to give my prediction for where mountain bike is going. My prediction is that there's going to be a ton of people quitting mountain biking over the next 3 to 5 years at a rate that's faster than we saw people adopting it during 2020, back when no one could do anything else except for ride a bike because of the laws of the land, which were, I'm not going to get into that. So the reason I think that people are going to be quitting mountain biking left and right is they never were committed to begin with. They never had a clear vision for who they were. They don't know who they are. They don't know how to interact with all these things, and it's kind of like a shiny toy to them. And so if you can't ride and say, I did it, why would you spend 5-10 grand on a bike? Why would you spend $20,000 on getting better at it? Why would you travel when you can just go do something else that's more interesting and easier to get into? Mountain biking is really hard to get into. It's got a giant barrier to entry. It's pretty expensive. You have to travel to go to the really good stuff. And if you go travel, you kind of get burnt out on the same trails. And so what's going to happen is these people that are in these pockets, like Pisgah, Brevard near me, down at, shout out to Big Creek in Georgia, shout out to Jared's Place, keeping the core of the sport alive. Love you guys, thank you. I'm gonna go visit you soon. When you're out to Colorado and when you're going worldwide, there's all kinds of places where people team together and they say, look, it's already been done, let's go do it. Also too, I wanna give a shout out to Vela Solutions, building pump tracks all over the world. The way they've done it by interacting with the local governments and raising money, they're actually kind of fast at being able to get their stuff set up. So super appreciate Vela Solutions. And then finally, we have other synergists like Cam Zink has Census Rad Trails. Big shout out to Cody Wilkins over there building the trails for a lot of the top trail networks in the country. And these are people I've interviewed on my podcast. And these synergists are just playing the role of barbarian or administrator, and they're going out there and they're creating and resisting the bureaucrats and the aristocrats in a small way in order to hold on to this territory. And I think that mountain biking's quality is going to go up, but only a few people are going to be able to experience the joy of it. It's kind of like the dating pool. It's like the more women are out there and the higher the standards are, which that's what it is now. It's like there's more millionaires ever in the world. And so like if you're not one of them, then it's just harder for you to get a girlfriend. In the same way, the trails are getting great. Everything's getting more hard to get access to because as we get older and as we don't progress, it gets harder and harder to access the joy of mountain biking. So the irony here is it actually goes back to the individual. When you look at mountain biking and what's possible for you and your potential and your goals, if you're not able to hit it, right now the environment is worse for you in a million ways than if there were no trails, than if there were no instructional companies. That's the irony of this. I fundamentally don't do much with people around helping them set their goals. I actually just go find out and I'm like, cool, is this person even committed enough to get a transformation in their life and in their riding? And if they're not, I don't try to convince them. We're way past the place where anyone who thinks that they can really enjoy mountain biking can just do it by getting on a bike, it's like, yeah, you can, but you're gonna break yourself, or you're not gonna enjoy it at the level that you could or should. So at this level, my prediction again is more and more people are gonna wash out of biking and quit and sell their stuff. And then a few people who stick with it are gonna be able to get this really, really high quality experience, and it's gonna be better and better. Again, it just kind of mirrors how things are going with the economy. We're getting more and more people with more wealth and more people that are not doing as well, and the middle class is disappearing. I just think the middle class of mountain biking is gonna go away, and it makes me a little bit sad because, you know, in a way, bigger is better, more is better, more people. I like it. You know, I want more people to be able to enjoy it, but just the fact of the matter is that it's not going that direction. What do you think about all this? Who could you play? What role could you play in keeping the sport alive for you? But more importantly, how can you hit your goals in 2026? Because we got the next season coming up here. What I would recommend that you do is start with my beginner basics if you're just getting into the sport. If you're more of an intermediate rider, go ahead and follow the channel, link up with some of the other folks on here, leave a comment down below, and let's keep the conversation going and keep the soul alive of mountain biking. Love you guys, appreciate you, and I'll see you on the next episode. Thanks.